Welcome to another edition of Smart Chat here on YouTube.com. I hope all is well, and I thank you for taking the time to look at this video. Check out my other two channels, Tom Brand 1 and Tom Brand 1 Thoughts. And wow, look at that, 2 wins in a row. Entering Week 8 bye with back-to-back victories against 2 very talented teams. I think last week's victory over the Steelers was the Dolphins' most inspired performance, for lack of a better word. And the team obviously carried that momentum against this week against the Bills. Now, Bills were shorthanded offensively. They didn't have Robert Woods. Watkins is out. But the defense of Miami had a very solid day overall. The score may have been close at 28-25. I think that the Dolphins kind of let the foot off the pedal towards the end there, but no doubt it was the Dolphins. The Dolphins were a better team on Sunday. Tannehill, good enough to win on Sunday. I think he made some mental errors. A little bit shaky on his accuracy, but he avoided the mistakes, the big mistakes, and made enough plays in support of the Miami Dolphins smash mouth kind of ground game. Stat line of 15 out of 25 for 204 yards and a touchdown was, very indicative of his performance. He just did enough. He wasn't asked to do much because of the incredible run game, and J, what a beast that guy is turning out to be. He made enough throws to keep the passing game as a factor. You can make the argument, which I have, that Tannehill has regressed as a quarterback over the course of his career. But one thing that cannot be argued, and I'll give him his credit, is the improvement of his deep ball accuracy. He isn't a gunslinger, so don't get me wrong. But he has been able to hit on the deep ball. I think that's probably one of his greatest strengths this year. 2 deep passes to Jarvis Landry kept the long drives moving. Deep pass to Kenny Stills, ultimately the game winner. He did miss some easy completions in the flat throughout the game. Forced the ball to Jarvis Landry on the sideline that could have been intercepted. Underthrew a deep pass to Kenny Stills. Listen, am I gonna tell you now, after I've been telling you the last couple of years or so, that Tannehill is the answer? No, because he's not. I don't think he's the future starting quarterback of Miami. But he has an improvement in his deep ball accuracy. And he's been seeming that he's been able to be a game manager proficient for the last 2 weeks. That's an encouraging sign. Running back, J. The J train, man. He initially started off behind a 30-year-old coming off an Achilles injury. Then he lost snaps to an injury, kind of a prone running back, because of how he handled his initial benching. It's all over a month ago. But now he is just the 4th running back in NFL history with back-to-back 200-yard rushing games. And man, all those weeks where I was thinking to myself in my fantasy football about dropping J. Man, glad I kept him. Started him last 2 weeks. Man, it's done me wonders. I don't think the J train is a one-hit wonder. Converted for a first down seems like every single time he touched the damn ball. Solid downfield speed. Absolute wrecking ball when making contact with defenders. 214 yards, 28 carries. That's consistent. It wasn't a result of one or two big plays either. Gotta love what you see out of him. And the wide receivers, we kind of took a backseat to JIJ. Emphasis on the running game. Kind of provided fewer opportunities for the wide receivers. But the game was balanced. The receivers were able to do something. Jarvis Landry was money as usual. 5 for 78 yards. Couple of key first downs. Kenny Stills, great game as well. Devontae Parker, made some good plays in traffic to help move the chains. A stat line of 3 for 20 isn't exactly impressive, but he seemed to be more involved than what the numbers indicate. The offensive line between Tunzel and Mike Pouncey is downright fearsome right now. Since Brandon Albert, Tunzel and Mike Pouncey have returned to the field healthy, the Dolphins' offensive line in these last couple of weeks have been a team strength. It's shocking, right? The offensive line, as shocking as it seems. The offensive line interior has been, impressive in both pass protection and establishing the run. What J.J. did, you got to give credit to the offensive line as well. However, far too many false start and holding penalties this week. Far too many. And it's been always, seems to be like the theme for this season. Kiko Alonso has been kind of like a quiet, solid acquisition for the Dolphins linebacker core. Seem to be improving every week. Effective tackler. I think right now, bar none, he is the best linebacker on this squad. Though I like to see, obviously just more improvement in pass coverage. Alonso has put together a good string of performances. The rest of that unit is still really pick your poison. Jenkins, I like what I see out of him. But, going on to the defensive backs. Last week we had probably the best performance of the season against the Steelers, against their passing attack. Not the case today against the Buffalo Bills, who were without Watkins and Robert Woods. Bills weren't able to score at will. But the cornerbacks, Byron Maxwell, were embarrassed at the most inopportune times. I'm referring to that play with Marquise Goodwin. Easy touchdown. He got burned by Goodwin easily, badly. He just can't read the quarterback's eyes, man. I don't know what to say about him. Special teams, hard to watch today's game. Franks made both of his short field goal attempts, but everything else was either mediocre or flat out disastrous. Grant couldn't find any room to make a play on return duties and looked a lot less decisive in its cuts this week. Matt Darr, usually solid, not so much this week. The coaching, the game plan on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball, absolutely perfect. We wisely leaned on the running game, but we still managed to keep the overall, game plan well balanced. Seems like Vance Joseph and the defense came in prepared. We were definitely ready to contain Tyrod Taylor. This was a great team win to watch. However, just ridiculous penalties and broken coverages really just kept the Bills in the game late. And it really skewed the final score. Man, going forward, J-Train, man, here to stay. I think he's here to stay. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. Hope all is well. Look forward to speaking to you very, very soon.